Hello, and welcome back to Markers and Monsters. I'm your host Colin, as always, and today we're drawing Pumpkinhead. What's Pumpkinhead? Well, I'm glad you asked. Pumpkinhead is the creature from the 1988 horror film Pumpkinhead. Yep, named after the monster. Awesome. Pumpkinhead's a cool movie. It stars Lance Henrikson as kind of this redneck hillbilly type guy who's a very nice guy. He's kindly got a little son that's kind of the world to him. He runs a shop, and some idiot teenagers come up for a camping trip. And unfortunately, one of these idiots decides to do some dirt bike stunts, because that's what you do, and ends up killing Lance Henrikson's son, crushes him with the dirt bike. So anyway, Lance Henrikson goes to see some old witch who lives up in like the swampy wood near his house, and he wants revenge on these kids. So she has him go dig up this corpse, and it summons the monster Pumpkinhead, who goes out to kill all these teenagers. And unfortunately, Lance finds out later that be careful what you wish for, kind of a thing, because once this monster's called into existence, it cannot be stopped. And he might have some of the teens have remorse for what they've done. They're going to turn themselves in, but it's too late at that point in time. So it's a pretty cool movie, and Lance Henrikson gives maybe one of his best performances in it, as like this grieving father who's he's very upset, and he's very angry, but at the same time he's also just really sad about the whole proceeding, and then eventually becomes very remorseful about what he's done. So it's really great, and if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend checking it out. It's also the directorial debut of Stan Winston, the special effects genius who did like the Alien movies, Jurassic Park, working in the Terminator. So yeah, he directed this movie, so you know the special effects are pretty great and pretty cool. So drawing Pumpkinhead, it took me a couple tries to kind of get the face where I wanted it, and just like the body. He's kind of lanky, but he's got these like bony protrusions coming out of his shoulders. Kind of a weird head. He doesn't have a pumpkin head, which as a kid always kind of perplexed me, because I thought, why did they call him Pumpkinhead? There's no explanation given in the movie either. His name is just Pumpkinhead, I guess. Yeah, but anyway, followed by a couple of sequels, which I don't know. Watch if you want or don't. It's really, watch the first one. The other one's you know. Pumpkinhead 2 Blood Wings, I think, was the first one I saw, and that's a cheapy made direct-to-video movie from the 90s, and it was stupid. I remember that. Also, don't ever play the PC game Blood Wings Pumpkinhead's Revenge. It's god-awful. It's really, really bad. But I digress. That's neither here nor there. Here we're talking about what's cool about Pumpkinhead, and I really think the design is neat. It's kind of simple, but at the same time, it's done really, really well. And in the movie, they don't like showcase it in a lighting or in a way that makes you see like the seams and all that. You know, Stan Winston being the director of the movie, he would know how to shoot special effects really well so that you're not seeing, like the zipper on the suit or anything like that. So it's kept a lot in shadows, and that kind of adds to the menacing look to it. I'm not doing my guy in shadows. I just decided to make him kind of bright and cartoony, pop him out a little bit. So it was a fun thing to draw. I also decided to add in some like guts there. In the one hand, he's ripped out, and his other claw is kind of bloody. Give him a little bit of blood on the mouth too. So it was a fun thing to do. And one thing too, I don't think Pumpkinhead's blue, but I decided to add a lot of blues into the shadows and stuff just to kind of give it a little bit of color. One thing when you're doing monsters like this is if you keep everything just shades of gray, it's not going to look as vibrant or unique. So that's why I kind of like to add things in like that. You can even do this on regular human skin tones, rather than using just shades of tan and cream and stuff or whatever you're using. You can add in greens, purples, blues, especially into the shadows. It gives it a really nice vibrancy and a look to it that I find really appealing. Now, something I'd recommend for any artist that's either just starting out or looking to improve their skills or whatever is definitely read more on anatomy. And if you're drawing human or humanoid type characters, definitely look up human anatomy, and it gives you a great perspective when you're doing things like this. Like, even though he's a monster, you still need to have certain muscles in certain places to kind of give him the humanoid look, like on his left arm there, up near the shoulder, the deltoid muscles, and then in the forearm there, he's got some musculature and stuff like that. And you can exaggerate, and you can make it crazy, and however you want it is fine, but if you have those skills to start with, I think it makes your drawings look a lot better. And I'm no expert by any means, but I found that in my own drawings that it's really helped. Another thing too when doing this is think about the colors you're doing. While he's got the blues and kind of the yellows in his body, and this yellow background I'm adding in here now, if you look at his, say, eyes, they're a shade that doesn't appear anywhere else, and that's going to pop them out a lot more. Same with the red on that blood that's on his hands and in his mouth area. That doesn't really appear anywhere else in the drawing, in the background or on the body. So those areas of that different, unique color scheme are really going to catch a person's eye. And that's kind of the point. You want people to look at the blood, the eyes, the mouth, areas like that. And if you're wondering about up at the top there, those are going to be some kind of swampy looking tree branches just added in, just to give the impression that there's a background there, that there's a scene, even though it's mainly just a monochromatic, a color background, just a single color. You still want to give the impression that this is occurring somewhere. So just adding in that little hint of trees up top, I believe, helps to kind of, you can make a scene very easily that way. And that's something I like to do. All right, let's add in some of those yellows into his shadows there, just to kind of pick up on that background color. I think that's going to look really nice. Kind of give him a little bit of a green tint too with the yellows over the back. Very, very subtle though. Very subtle, but it's going to blend his body into the background just a little bit more. And again, that's going to pop some of those colors out. Add some purples into the highlight areas. Just, I don't know, for fun. Purple is the complementary color to yellow, so it's going to pop out a little bit more, which is nice. And when I'm doing this too, I'm always keeping in mind that I'm going to go over it with ink. So like those trees there, they can be just a little sloppy, and while they're a purple color, which doesn't look so hot now, they're going to be, I know that they're going to be mostly black ink later, with just a little bit of that color peeking through, and that's all I really want. Well, it's looking like the inks are finally finishing up, so looks like it's going to be time to start inking. Inking this guy was a lot of fun, I have to say, kind of using just that comic book style, thick and thin lines, cross-hatching here and there for texture. And again, being that he's very organic in shape, there's no need for rulers or anything like that. If your lines get a little bit sloppy here and there, well, that just adds to the illusion that it's a real thing. Real things aren't ever perfect, or at least non-machined real things aren't perfect. Organic shapes, they have flaws, and they have little errant lines and stuff like that here and there that just... it's not super precise. Nature is never super precise, so that's kind of what you got to take into consideration here when you're doing this. So I guess if you're going to take away anything from this video, take away that Pumpkinhead's a great movie. You should go watch it. Lance Henrikson's absolutely terrific in it, and it's got a cool monster, and it's pretty great. Definitely check it out. Also, organic shapes equal weird lines here and there. Probably not the best advice I can give, but yeah, I don't know, there it is. Also, like I said before, learn your anatomy. It'll give you lots of great benefits later, especially if something's hurting and you go to your doctor and you can pull out the actual medical name for what's giving you problems. Your doctor will be very impressed. So another super benefit to being an artist. Yep, awesome. But yeah, inking is a lot of fun. It's very relaxing to me, and I like doing it, especially with the brush, and especially things like this, which they're not really, this isn't a commission, this is just fun for me to do. So there's no real pressure here to make it absolutely perfect or whatever. You can just have fun drawing, and that's really the gist of it. Why would you draw unless you're enjoying it? I know for some people they would struggle through like art classes in school or whatever, and then that's fine. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. But if you want to draw, then have fun with it. Enjoy it. Don't make it a chore. Chores are bad. You don't want to do those. You want to just enjoy your life while you're living it. So draw some monsters. It's good for the soul. Anyway, I'll get down off my soapbox here, stop waxing poetic, and finish this bad boy up. Yeah, it looks like we're getting into the guts and stuff now, so that's fun to just kind of add in. But really, when doing this, like I had said before, I just kind of have a good time and don't really worry too much about it. Yeah, so just add in some of that, make it nice, bloody, messy. That's lots of fun. Oh, and one last thing before I forget. Doing this and watching the Pumpkinhead movies makes me miss monster suits in movies. If they redid this today, man, this thing would be all CG, and it would have no life, no soul, and it wouldn't look very good, I don't think. I miss a good-looking monster suit made of foam rubber. Very real, very something that the characters can interact with. Or the actors, I should say, can interact with. So, yeah. Seems like there were a lot of great monster suits in the past. I mean, the alien from Alien and Aliens and Alien 3. No CG. A little bit in the third one. But just for, like, long shots and stuff like that. But I don't know. The creature from the Black Lagoon. They had the monster of Piedras Blancas. The list just goes on. And I know that they did it back in the day because there was no such thing as computer animation. And I just feel like computer animation is a tool. You can use it for a lot of things. And it can make some really great effects if you use it right. And I just feel so many people don't. They think everything needs to be CGI, and it doesn't. Make some practical effects, man. When you do something that's practical and it's actually on set, people can interact with it. The lighting can hit it in weird, interesting ways that a computer can't really render. It's just going to look so much better and so much cooler, even if it's not the greatest special effect in the world. It's still going to look better than most CG these days. But hey, anyway, I'm ranting again. I gotta stop that. This guy is wrapping up very quickly, so why don't we go ahead and take a look from the scan here and take a better look. Yeah, I think he turned out pretty good. It was a lot of fun to do, and well, I enjoyed myself, and hey, I hope you guys did too. So that's really all from me. I'm going to go ahead and pop up my social media stuff on the screen here for you. So if you want to check out my website, see some other art I've done, chat with me on Facebook or whatever, please do. And hey, I also wanted to say I really appreciate your guys' support. I've been getting some great views, people commenting. I love that stuff. So keep it coming. And I hope the videos are enjoyable for you. And if you guys have any requests, things you want to see, let me know. Who knows? You might see it one day. But anyway, until next time, I'm Colin. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode of Markers and Monsters.